people in this room have experienced a person with poor manners or poor etiquette. And basically, whenever you experience this, it's really noticeable and it's really obvious, and it's pretty annoying and pretty disrespectful. And usually, this distasteful behavior that we experience has a universal response from everyone who witnesses it. But at the same time, it can be in today's society tricky to maintain business etiquette in a society where there's constant digital communication and open planned workspaces, for example. But nevertheless, professional etiquette and business etiquette is one of the most important aspects in the business world today that a lot of times people forget or don't even know how to do, for that matter. But so today I'm going to teach you guys 5 rules that you may have already learned or may have not learned yet, but 5 rules of business etiquette that matter now that can help you become one of the most well-mannered persons in the room, and therefore one of the most well-respected persons in the room. So during my presentation, I plan to explain to you why business etiquette is important, and then give you guys the 5 rules on business etiquette, and then show how it helps, and then a little call to action. So the first, why is it important? Business etiquette is important because it conveys professionalism. And in the business environment, when you show professionalism, you convey experience and success to whoever you're dealing with. And when you convey experience and success, people who you're dealing with want to be around you. And also, it really helps both your own and your company's reputation. Alright, so the first rule that I'm going to talk about is the thank you note. Whether you're in a job interview or you're meeting with a business partner or a new client, and especially if you want that new job or if you want a contract or you want that deal, it's important to send a thank you note. And it's important to send that thank you note within 24 hours of that meeting. And you can either write an email or actually write an actual thank you note. And a lot of times people like to receive a handwritten thank you note because today it's kind of a little bit more unique. The next rule is know the names. And by know the names, I mean it's important to know everyone in your company, like your peers and employees, but it's also important to develop relationships with everyone else in your company, with people such as like management, vendors, and clients, for example. And then it's also important to reach out to all these people in your company and then acknowledge everything that they do. And this goes down to being respectful and courteous. When you're respectful and courteous, people respect you. You have to give respect in order to receive respect. And going a little bit more on respect, the third rule is respect other cultures. Here at State Street, the company that I work at, we're an extremely global company. And if your company is international, like State Street's, it's important to respect other cultures. And by respecting other cultures, I mean it's important to kind of know somewhat of a background and a basis of the cultures of people that you're interacting with daily. So by learning cultures, I don't mean you have to learn their language, but if you show an effort that you are willing to learn a little bit of the language and a little bit of the culture, it rubs off on that person, and it shows cooperation and respect. And when you show cooperation and respect to people, different cultures and different diverse backgrounds, they're more willing to work with you. The next rule is focus on the face and not the screen. By this, I mean it's so easy to be distracted in today's society. Like, how many of you guys checked your phone during my presentation? Okay. So, turn your phone off. It's so easy, like I said, to be distracted with email, text messaging, and checking your social media. But, like I said, it's important to turn off your phone and pay attention and be present to whenever a person is speaking and whenever you're listening to someone speak, whether it's in a presentation or just generally speaking. And don't judge. By don't judge, I kind of mean no criticizing. And by no criticizing, I don't mean giving or receiving any feedback, because that's generally a pretty good thing, especially when you do it in a polite manner and it's constructive feedback both to someone and receiving it. But I mean, don't make any value judgments. By value judgments, I mean, don't make any judgments based on a person's role in your company. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but everyone deserves your respect, basically. Okay. So it's important, especially at a young age, to learn and practice and follow all these rules. People will always realize and appreciate your effort, and I've noticed everywhere at State Street will realize your effort, and then not only will they realize your effort, but you will stand out from every other person in the crowd. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to answer any questions that you might have.
About the thank you note, so even after like interviews and stuff like that, that's when you should send a thank you. I'm just kind of want to know more about the thank you note.
Yeah, I think actually, especially after you interview with a person, it's really important to send a thank you note and say thank you for considering my application. And it kind of shows that you really want to be a part of their company and that you're a respectful person. And I feel like that will carry a lot of weight.
Mine actually also relates to the thank you note. So you said it should be sent within 24 hours. Say you've been busy or you may have just even forgotten that it's been like 3 days. Should you still send a thank you note, or are you kind of past the point of?
I think you can still send a thank you note after 24 hours, but it would be, I think you still can send the thank you note if you pass the 24-hour mark, but it will be like a little bit more effective, I guess, if you do it within 24 hours.
Mine was my mom, and like whenever I was growing up, whenever I was saying thank you notes, it was always had to be written. Do you think that's true?
I think, if I was an owner of a company and I'm interviewing someone and they send me a handwritten thank you note, I would really respect that and appreciate that. And it kind of seems a little bit more sincere when you write it out. Any other questions?